You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
Welcome back to episode 12 of BG. What we talking about, y'all? I got a familiar face with me. He looked like he wearing that hat proudly, but I don't know how proud he wearing it right now. My dog Carolina Billy in the building. What's up, dog?
What's going on with you, my boy?
How was your week, man? I know it started out kind of rough, man. What you did? What y'all was at? Where y'all was at on Sunday?
It was a tough week. We traveled out to Indianapolis, watched the game versus Houston, Texas. Real good game, but 2-point loss, but it's promising. It's a promising season. So, even though we lost, there's a lot to be happy about.
I'm just waiting on the rest of my money, y'all. We'll talk about that later, doc. But y'all got to see CC too live, huh?
Oh yeah, let me not forget. So we left. The Colts lost by 2. We're in Indiana. We left the game, walked about 10 minutes down the street to Greenbridge. I can't remember the name of the stadium, but we went to see Caitlin Clark play, and she put on the show. Actually, I enjoyed watching her play, but Aaliyah Boston, she went to the University of South Carolina. I'm from South Carolina.
Dawn Stelly, shout out Dawn Stelly.
She had about 30 and 15, went crazy. So I was pretty proud. And she went for her career high that night. And, it was a good game, real good game. Overtime, dub.
That's what's up. Then you say you had beef with the WNBA or at least with the Indiana Fever as far as the merchandise. I thought I saw something on your Facebook about you.
Yeah, I was a little upset. We went to the pro shop, the team shop after the game. I was like, hey, they have some cool jerseys, 3 different type of hoodies. It's getting kind of cold. All 3 different type of hoodies. They got the jerseys, they got Fever, they got the number and the player name. So I'm from South Carolina. I want Aaliyah Boston.
Of course,
I want Aaliyah Boston. I went through that whole store for WNBA. There's nothing but Caitlin Clark. Like Aaliyah Boston's a #1 pick.
That's exactly what I was about to say. That's disrespectful because she was the #1 pick. Now if she just so happened to be the second best player on the team and they don't have a high demand for a jersey, that's one thing. But she was the #1 pick last year. Not like 10 years ago. She was the #1 pick last year. And they ain't have a hoodie with her name on the back of it.
They didn't. So I was this close to buying a Caitlin Clark, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want a Caitlin Clark jersey. So I'm going to order it offline. So I said I'm going to go home, see if I can find one online because I do want to live Boston.
Yeah, that's how it was when it was time to get something for them. I said, you know what? I'm going to get a Caitlin Clark Iowa shirt because, that's when she was breaking all her records. That's when she made her name for it. So if I was to go to a Fever game, I would definitely want to Aaliyah Boston hoodie. I would definitely want to. Sure.
You're not going to get it there. You're not going to get it there.
You better go to the WNBA store. If you go to the Indiana Fever game, you ain't going to get it. You heard it here first from Billy.
You're not going to get it.
But I'm glad y'all enjoyed y'all weekend, man. Remember, I was supposed to go on that trip with y'all, man. I had too much going on, man. But, it ended up being a successful trip for me. Like I said, I'm glad y'all enjoyed y'all weekend. I hope you didn't spend too much money. My Cash App, my Apple Pay is exactly the same. I just want to be clear. Where you want to start, man? We ain't even get into what we came here to talk about yet. Where you want to start at, man? You got the whole list. I got the whole list. You tell me what you want to start with. I'll throw the lob.
We can run down the NFL. I don't know how you feel. I mean, we can run down a couple of games or whatever. But you from Philly. You're a Philly fan. Y'all won. Y'all hope you know. But I'm nervous. I'm nervous for Jalen Hurts. Like he didn't look good. I just want to know how you feel. He didn't look good.
Jalen, I got simple words. Jalen got to be better. I do agree with you. We put too much talent around him this year for him to have a subpar season. Like, for him to have a subpar season, he tends to try to force passes when he don't have to. Like, he just got to learn. They bring it up all the time, the GOAT. They said one thing Tom Brady going to do is look at his first read, going to look at the second read, it ain't there, I'm going to throw to my check down. Every time. That's why his tight ends made a living, because he was the king of check down. At some point, Jalen Hurts got to understand, I don't got to throw it down the field every time to A.J. Brown. I don't have to force it to him. I get A.J. Brown as a dominant receiver. I get it that he tends to be a greedy receiver. Give me the ball. I'm always open. I'm always open. Every receiver feels that way. I understand that. But it's going to hurt us in the long run. During the game, when somebody asked me, how you feeling so far? And I was like, honestly, I think we're going to be nasty. I think our run game will be nasty. But the one thing I have an issue, not even an issue with, the one thing that I'm worried about is A.J. Brown buying in. Because if A.J. Brown doesn't buy in, then we're going to be forcing pass plays. We're going to be calling pass plays when we should be running the ball. We're going to be trying to force feed him the ball when he goes to the media and say, well, I only had 4 targets, 2 catches this week. I expect more. Then the next week, I get worried about that whole friendship between him and Jalen Hurts. And he feel like, oh, I gotta hook my boy up. I gotta throw it to my boy. He always open, right? Yeah, I think if he buys in, we're gonna be a problem. But if AJ Brown don't buy in, man, it could be a long season. But I like where we at. We want to know so far.
I think what happens is we watch the good quarterbacks and we watch our teams, and I'm starting to realize that some quarterbacks are able to make that read and not all make different reads, and not all quarterbacks are able to do that. And if you're not able to do that, it helps when you have great receivers. So for your perspective and my perspective, yeah, it may hurt you guys, but you guys will probably be in the playoffs because your team is so good. Hey, I may not make all the reads, but my receivers are so great, they can get open. All right, cool. That'll get us so far. That's probably get us to the playoffs because we have great receivers. For us, like, we don't have great receivers. Like, Anthony Richardson is not at the point where he can make those reads, and we're not really getting open like that. So we'll probably be a bottom tier team. I expect us to be. Hopefully we'll get better. But
you said y'all will be a bottom tier team?
Mid tier. I think his athleticism, I take him, get us some dubs.
I have y'all as my 7th wild card team. Well, my 3rd wild card team in the AFC.
I don't know, man. Richardson made some great plays, but outside of those great plays, it was nasty. It was nasty.
It was also week 1. It was also week 1. We saw guys that we don't typically see go crazy. We saw guys that we typically see go crazy just play kind of subpar. So, I mean, it's week 1. Ain't nobody really had no tape on nobody. I mean, it's everybody first real game action. The preseason really ain't about shit. We all know that. So, with this being the first game, I like Indy's chances of coming in second in that division. I still got Houston winning it. I'm being honest. I still got Houston winning.
Houston's tough. Like, Houston's tough. They got outside of Kansas City, they may be the second best team in the AFC.
Yeah, I don't know if you watched my last episode, my Super Bowl pick. I said I'm going to pick Super Bowl teams outside of my team. I got Houston and Detroit going to the Super Bowl. If I'm being unbiased and not picking my team, I got Houston and I got Detroit in the Super Bowl.
That's crazy, but I feel you.
It's crazy. Is it crazy? Because would you consider Houston a top 3 team in the AFC?
Yeah.
So if they're a top 3 team, saying they are going to be in the Super Bowl is not a crazy take. Yeah. I know the champs have to be beat. I know as long as Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid are breathing air, that they have to be the favorite. But I think Houston has the pieces that can beat Kansas City. Now, will they? Probably not. Let's be clear.
But being the top 3
but
team,
they do have to be.
It means nothing when it comes to the playoffs. Like, he doesn't have the experience. He don't have anything. Like, Baltimore is a top 3 team in the NFL, but in the playoffs, I don't trust them at all. I trust Houston over them. It's just different. Like, they're a top 3 team in the league.
But why is that? Because Baltimore has great coaching. They have an elite quarterback, obviously, because he wins MVPs. So he got to be elite at something. They got a good running game now. They've had a good running game, but they got Derrick Henry now, and they got some solid receivers. Why is it that teams like that are fool's gold, like the Cowboys, like Baltimore? Hell, you could say like the Eagles. Why are they so good in the regular season, and then when the lights get the brightest and they're needed to step up in their biggest role, do they kind of fold?
I don't think it's fool's
Because
gold.
we haven't seen a real Lamar Jackson. I mean, well, we haven't seen an MVP caliber Lamar Jackson in the playoffs in his whole career yet.
Winning I don't think it's fool's gold. I think winning a Super Bowl is just hard. Like, I'm a Colts fan, and I came up through the Peyton Manning era. And as good as Peyton Manning was, I think he was a better quarterback than Tom Brady, even though he didn't have a better career. Like, he only had one in Indy. Like, it's just hard. Like, everybody has to play offense, defense, special teams. Like, it's one and done. There's no best of 5, best of 7. It's one and done. If you have a bad game, that's just it. They don't take away from the player, but I mean, it's just pressure. It's hard. I just think it's hard.
I hear you saying it's hard, but it's like it ain't like Lamar Jackson in his 3rd or 4th year. Like it's been consistently year after year after year. You're considered one of the best, and damn, you can't beat who we consider the best or who we consider second best.
Like, for instance, Kansas City won last. It's a team effort. Like, when I say it's a full team effort, Pat Mahomes didn't play good in the playoffs at all last year. He wasn't a good quarterback. He was
They defense showed up.
And despite him being mediocre, they still won. Like, but he's gonna get all the praise because he's the quarterback, and I think he's right now the second best quarterback of all time. But when it's a team effort, they can win even though he really didn't show up. He really wasn't Pat Mahomes. So a lot of other people, and that's the same with Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. If Tom Brady didn't show up his first 10 years, they could still win. If Peyton Manning didn't show up, they had no chance because the other pieces, the defense and special teams were that bad to where they had room for error. Pat Mahomes had room for error. Tom Brady had a lot of room for error. Peyton Manning had no room for error. I can't speak of Lamar Jackson because he had room for error. The defense was amazing.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
I can't speak of,
you just gave me that whole story, and Lamar Jackson had the teams he underperforms when it comes playoff time, just like Dakota Prescott.
I'm not speaking of Lamar Jackson because the defense is there. So I'm speaking for Peyton Manning. I'm an Indy fan. Peyton had to perform. It was all on Peyton. Worst defense in the league year in, year out.
So I said that Houston is my Super Bowl pick if I'm not picking. I'm picking Houston and Detroit as my Super Bowl picks this year if I'm not picking the Eagles, if I'm not picking the Chiefs, if I'm not picking the easy out. Who would be a surprise pick? That team that could dethrone the Chiefs, that team that could dethrone the Niners.
Surprise.
And I don't want and I don't want to say surprise like, hey, they're just going to be good. Hey, who could actually be in the Super Bowl other than the Chiefs and AFC? I guarantee you somehow wound up on Houston. I'm telling you, my prediction isn't that crazy. It isn't that crazy.
I ain't think out that far. If we're talking about a surprise pick, because my AFC pick is Kansas City, but I'm not mad at Houston. It'll be Houston and Miami.
Yeah, I got the game on right now. It's 7-7, Miami and Buffalo in the second quarter. Man, Tua threw a pick early, and it's tied up now. But yeah, I like Miami, but Miami is one of them teams that feel like fools go to me too. It's like, yes, they look like the best thing since sliced bread in the regular season. In the playoff time, they gotta go. If they gotta go to Buffalo in the cold, if they gotta go to Cincy in the cold, like they just don't perform. They don't perform when it comes down, and that's a bad thing because it's a hot weather team.
My problem with Houston is we just played Houston. I watched that game. I was at the game. They played pretty good first half, but second half we were moving the ball at will, and their defense was pretty suspect. And we don't have a good offense, so we're able to do that. Imagine what the elite quarterbacks, the elite receivers are able to do. It's like, all right,
I
cool.
look
We
at
were
it,
able to.
but I look at it and say D'Amico Ryans is the defensive coach. So week 1 we had some hiccups, and we'll see what happens week 2, week 3, week 4. I don't think what we saw out of Houston week 1 versus Indy was a polished finished product. I just don't. I think that team is going to get better and better throughout the year, just like they did last year. And Diggs looked like a number 1 still. Diggs looked like a number 1 still. You got to see it firsthand.
What really happened watching every play is CJ Stroud, they really didn't do that good. They were mediocre at best. Joe Mixon is what carried them. And if Joe Mixon didn't do what he did, I mean, there's a lot of factors. Anthony Richardson is like 3 touchdown passes wide open, first of all. But we're gonna go past that. Like our Ricky Mitchell should have had about 150 yards, 3 touchdowns, but Richardson blew it. But Richardson carried the team. Outside of their running game, their passing game wasn't really that good. It wasn't really good at all. A couple bombs, whatever. But Houston, Miami, Buffalo's still a team to watch because I think Josh Allen is that good.
Yeah, my homegirl Buffalo fan, she straight up texted me during the game this past weekend and said Josh Allen gonna get MVP this year. And I said, I'll be honest with you, I think he's gonna have to get MVP for that team to be relevant. And the way he played, it looked like he want to get it. It looked like he wanted.
Josh Allen's good. So Buffalo, outside of Kansas City, Buffalo, Miami, Houston, those are the 3 I would put in any conversation. NFC,
what about the
San Francisco,
NFC?
Dallas. Dallas got a lot of talent. I don't like Dallas. I can't stand them, but the talent's there, man. Like they're a good team.
They got a running game.
It's good enough.
Oh.
I want to say, I don't know what the third. I'm torn between Detroit.
You really wouldn't say us.
No, your quarterback's too bad. Like you can't have a bad quarterback, and I consider you a Super Bowl contender. Like I think you guys are a good team. I think Philly is A+ in all categories, most categories, but the quarterback, like I think it's a bad quarterback, and I think when it comes to playoff time, it's going to show. Like you can beat the bad teams, you can get by with some good teams, but when it comes to the playoff time, because your quarterback play is bad, like I'm not going to consider you a Super Bowl contender.
And you say that confidently, being an adult.
Yeah, the only way you
watching the Dallas Cowboys over the last 30 years, you confidently say those words about my quarterback?
Yeah, I would. Dak's better than Jalen Hurts. He's a better quarterback.
And Dak has done exactly what you just said is going to happen to Jalen Hurts every year of his career. Not every other year, not every once in a while. Every year of his career, he did exactly what you just said Jalen Hurts is going to do, or what you believe possibly is the problem.
You're not gonna win the Super Bowl every year. You're like, Peyton Manning's my favorite quarterback ever. He played about 15, 16 years. He only won 2 Super Bowls. 2 out of 16. Terrible percentage. That doesn't mean he wasn't a good quarterback. Like, it's hard.
But I don't get how going off of history, you can still have the Cowboys in your top 3 when they've proven exactly what you said you're worried about Jalen Hurts. They've proven that they could be a regular season beater, beat the teams they're supposed to beat some of the teams they're not supposed to beat, and it look amazing. Then playoff time, it's glaring. Oh, Dakota might not be that good. They doing exactly what you're saying Jalen might do, and you still have them in your, all right, they're a Super Bowl contender.
Because the difference is, outside of that, once the Super Bowl was over, last year regular season, last year playoffs, this year so far, Philly was winning in spite of Jalen Hurts. Like, we got bad quarterback play, and we're still finding ways to win the game. You can't say that for Dak. You can't say that for Dallas. Like, Philly's winning. All right, we got 2 turnovers from our quarterback. We got 3 turnovers, but we're still winning the game. And the only way you can win the game with a mediocre quarterback is having an elite defense. And you guys, on paper, well, I ain't never gonna say on paper. It should be your front four, but your front four is not showing what we thought they would show. So you don't have the elite defense, and they're winning in spite of bad quarterback play. Dallas is this year. Dallas won. They played a good game. They won overall a good game. Philly won, but they also had bad QB play. They won in spite of Jalen Hurts.
Win is a win.
It is a win.
You told me A. Rich played a okay game, but he missed a couple throws, and y'all lost. If Jalen Hurts threw 2 interceptions and we won, then I'll take it. I'll take it. I'll see you at the end of the season, dog. Let's stick with the NFL before we move on, dog. I want to talk about one game. They on TV right now, but it was crazy, dog. Somebody caught a cheetah. Somebody caught a cheetah, dog. Somebody caught a cheetah, dog. They tried to lock my boy Tyreek Hill up right before the game, on his way to the game. He was detained. He wasn't arrested. He was detained. It got a little physical, but he was then released after the game. He didn't want to talk about it too much, but he did. He addressed it the way I like my superstars to address it. I really don't want to talk about it yet. A lot of stuff was going on. But what if I wasn't Tyreek Hill? And when I heard that statement, I love that approach about it. Like, I'm glad that, hey, I was able to leave and go play a game for millions of dollars and just run around catching the football. That was cool. But what if it wasn't me? Would it have ended the same way? And I think it was a good way to shine a light on Dade County Police. I mean, police in general, but it was a good way to shine a light on Dade County Police. And you see right after, Buddy been put on admin leave. I don't know if he should be fired because Tyreek Hill did kind of come out saying, yeah, I could have handled that differently. I did act kind of aggressively as well. He took ownership in his fault in the situation. So I can respect that. I don't think Buddy should be fired, but I definitely think the unwarranted stopping of us got to stop at some point. And just because he Tyreek Hill, he shouldn't have been released. I'm glad he got released. I'm glad it ended. No violence. Nobody was hurt. But come on, man. This shit got to stop, dog.
So I've been watching a lot of tapes on this, Stephen A. Smith and everybody, but I do think he should be fired. I do think he
should be fired.
Yeah,
okay,
I think
go ahead.
He should be fired. At the end of the day, the narrative has been on TV, ESPN, or whatever. Hey, Tyreek should have rolled the window down. Tyreek should have been more polite. Tyreek should have did this and that. Tyreek didn't break any he didn't break any law. He didn't break any law. Whether you feel like he had an attitude, didn't roll the window down, he's not breaking any law. He gave him his ID, he rolled the window up. There's no law stating that you have to roll that window down. And then he rolled it back down a little bit. Yeah, he had an attitude, but attitude is not breaking the law. So at the end of the day, it's like, hey, my issue is the excessive force. I think all the conversation should be on the force that you're putting on Tyreek Hill and this traffic violation. You are the trained officer. You're the trained person to handle these situations. When we get stopped, Black people, whoever type of people, we're usually in panic. Our senses are high, and we're not trained for the situation. So that's why I think he should get fired. Like, we're not trained for this. So you're using this excessive force for a violation, traffic violation. That's bullshit. So now that you're using this excessive violation, and at the end of the day, he didn't break any laws outside of, you say he's speeding. Okay, cool. That's a traffic violation. Giving his ticket as he asked for. But other than that, because your feelings hurt, because he's raising your voice, that doesn't warrant you to do that.
I completely agree.
Your feelings are hurt. You feel disrespected. You feel like, oh, you got to be this big bad guy. You feel like he should be more humble. He should give you more respect. He didn't break any laws. He didn't break any law.
But
there's
I'm not capable. And that's the thing. I don't want to feel like I'm caping for them at all, because I led with, hey, this shit got to stop. Like, at some point, this excessive force every time one of us get pulled over, gotta stop. I do agree with that. But I don't know if he should be fired. Like I said, I just don't agree. I don't agree with firing him. Now, something worse happened, of course.
Why
But
not?
firing him.
Because the reason I say fire him, the reason I say that is because the narrative. It's like, hey, we want to teach, you're a dad, I'm a dad. We want to teach our kids how to act when police pull us over. We're trying to, because we know police are bad, not all police, but we have these bad encounters with police. We have to change our behavior to fit the police. And the story is never really, hey, let's figure out how the police needs to be better. So instead of figuring out how the police needs to be better, we teach our children how to act, how to behave, so that
Correct.
we don't go through that.
But firing him is not teaching him how to be better. I'm simply saying, yes, he should be put on, hey, you at a desk for a while. And while you at that desk, we're going to go over this training again. I don't think you should lose your job because you handled the situation wrong. If he handled the situation wrong and it got more violent, TYREEK Hill got hurt, it got physical, but either one of them got hurt. Either one, then yeah, you took it too far. But I mean, at the end of the day, all he did was detain TYREEK Hill excessively, very excessively. Yes, it was excessive. But at the end of the day, all he did was detain him. He just detained him. Was it for petty reasons? Was it because his feelings was hurt? Is it because TYREEK Hill had an attitude? But like you said, an attitude is not breaking the law. At the end of the day, I think he just needs more training. I think he needs more training. I'm not saying that for all of the cops that do this. I'm just saying some of them, okay, this was a learning experience for this dude. Look, man, you went a little too far. This didn't have to get to this point. You just said we're teaching them to, no, we got to teach them too. They need to learn their job better, obviously. And we fired every one of them. Shit, we mess around, don't have no cop.
But that's the problem, though. I won't say the problem. That's just the difference of how we view it. I don't think it's a problem. I think it's an ego issue. You had the training. You went through police academy. You know, they taught you how to handle these situations. That's just an ego problem. Like you can go through all the training you want. You put it back in the same situation, your ego getting in the way. And if it's not TYREEK Hill, how are you going to react the next time you're not on desk duty? You're back in the field.
I used to say cops like that. Well, I used to talk about people in the military, supervisors that was like that, but also cops. I say, yo, those are the people that used to get like stuffed in their locker as a kid, and now they want to get their get back. Like they need to get their get back because they was bullied as kids. But it's some sucker shit. I'm glad TYREEK Hill got out of that situation. I do believe that cop deserves some type of punishment. I don't know if I want to go as far as firing him though. But if he got fired, I wouldn't be against it. I would, Billy. I'm not. I don't want you to think that this is me saying no. He's okay. I don't know if maybe there's other ways. Is all I'm saying. Maybe there's other ways to fix him. There's a bigger issue, but to fix just him, maybe just need a little bit more training. Maybe just need a little bit more. You never know. You want to stick to football? Kinda.
It's whatever you want. It's whatever you want.
All right, man. We've been talking about this shit all week.
I got a question while we're on football, and then we can move forward after this question. Earlier this week, I sent you YouTube short, TikTok, something, and I just want your opinion because you never gave me your opinion earlier. It was about Joe. You was included. It may have been me, you, and Luke.
Okay.
Joe Burrow, outside of his Super Bowl appearance, the guy made a statement that he's been ass, and he's tired of him living off that Super Bowl appearance. How do you feel about that? I never got your opinion.
It's weird because I like Joe Burrow. Might be my favorite quarterback. I think Joe Burrow. I really like Joe Burrow, but we are in a league. We are in a league where the quarterback gets the praise when they win. The quarterback gets beat down when they lose, especially when they don't perform. As we just had that conversation about Lamar Jackson. Joe Burrow, that Super Bowl was a long time ago, it feels like now.
A long time ago.
It felt like it was a long time ago. And we still holding you to this high standard And damn, bro. Ever since they start calling what they start calling it Burrowhead when they call it Arrowhead Burrowhead.
Yep.
I'm being real. You ain't really showed up since.
He ain't did
At some
nothing
point,
since.
you got to show and prove. But the problem is they need to pay that man. Jamar Chase needs his bag immediately.
He lost to the Patriots.
That was nasty. That was nasty.
Patriots.
That was nasty. Jacoby was it Jacoby Brissett? Who that quarterback? Is Drake May as they backup? I think it's
Jacoby.
Hold on, let me check. Let me check it
Let's
out.
look it up.
Let me see who the Patriots quarterback is. I think it's Jacoby Brissett though. I really think it's Jacoby Brissett though. Box score.
That's my guy.
Here we go. Jacoby Brissett is the quarterback in New England.
That's my guy.
They scored 10. But the thing is, the Patriots have a good defense. The Patriots do have a good defense, but that's no excuse. Joe Burrow played very subpar. I mean, granted, he was 21 for 29, but 164 yards when you're considered one of them guys, like we put him up there with Patrick Mahomes.
That's a fact. So right now, is he still your top 5? No. Is he still your top 3?
Can't be. Can't be.
Okay. Sure.
He can't be. I hate that he can't be, but he can't be. But
I'm not ready to take him out.
But then when I say that, I don't know who will replace him, so he might have to be.
I mean, it's easy to replace. You can do Pat Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, but I'm not ready to take Joe Burrow out.
So who you got 3 down? Pat, Lamar, and Joe?
Yeah. That's my theory. I'm sticking with it.
I think I might got Josh Allen over Joe, dog.
I ain't mad at it.
No, I might got Josh Allen over Lamar. I like Josh Allen, dog. I feel like if Josh Allen had like a ton of weapons, he'd be nasty. Like if you put Josh Allen on the Eagles, woo!
But Josh Allen's career, he's had better weapons than Lamar. His whole career. But we're not gonna go down that road because Lamar Jackson.
And he put up better passing numbers, like he did what he was supposed to do. Like Lamar,
he's not been a better player. That's why he's been MVPs.
I mean, come on.
What's the best receiver Lamar Jackson has had?
The best
you can't name it.
Odell Beckham Jr.
It's a wash one. The wash Odell.
Mark Andrews.
He's had some. Zay might be the best receiver he's had.
And
he just
good.
got him.
He looked good. He looked good so far. I liked him this past week in Baltimore. But man, we got bigger fish to fry, dog. Like I said, we've been talking about this shit all week. Even though we've been talking about it all week, I know you've been holding back some of your takes because you know I was just ready to. I was gonna have rebuttals for all of them if you gave me all your takes.
Mm-hmm.
So this past Sunday, Kendrick Lamar, rightfully so. Congratulations, Kendrick Lamar. Having one of the biggest years in hip hop history was announced as the Super Bowl performer at this year's Super Bowl in New Orleans, Louisiana.
Yes.
There's been a lot of rumblings about this, man. A lot of people saying Jay-Z's beef with Wayne. It should be Wayne. Oh, they only picked Kendrick because everybody is against Drake right now. How you feeling about the selection of Kendrick Lamar as the halftime performer for this year's Super Bowl? And do you think anybody was snubbed? Do you think anybody else should be there? Because I know who should be there. But I know that you are going to go the opposite.
I think Lil Wayne, I think Cash Money, Young Money, all of the artists were snubbed. All the artists. Like if you go collectively, there's a lot of artists from New Orleans. Between Cash Money, between Bootsy, Webby, all of them, like, you could have did a collaborative effort between all of New Orleans or artists but you chose Kendrick. So I'm not mad at the Kendrick. I've seen a lot of rhetoric online about it should have been Lil Wayne. I think it should have been maybe Cash Money. Because I don't think Lil Wayne in that environment can thrive.
But you have to understand that if it was announced Lil Wayne, it was going to be understood that it was going to be Cash Money.
Yeah, I wasn't mad if it, even if it was just Lil Wayne. I was
just
even
like,
if it's
just
just
like
Lil Wayne, I'm not
Eminem.
mad.
Just like Eminem bought out the whole West Coast, including.
I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna tell you the real issue. I think everybody's arguing back and forth there on the left or right. The root cause is Drake. The root cause is Drake and his fans.
What?
I'm gonna tell you why. The root cause is Drake and his fans.
So I guarantee you
I'm gonna tell you how I got
watching this would have never guessed that the way Drake got put into this conversation.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Not BG.
I'm gonna tell you why.
Somehow brought Drake into this.
Because what happens is Drake fans are normally Lil Wayne fans, so they're usually on the same side of things. And what happens is they're announcing this performance and it's Kendrick Lamar. So Drake fans are already mad that Kendrick Lamar beat him in the rap battle. All right, cool. We pretty much got sweep in the beef. We got sweep. So he swept us in the beef. He had the song of the summer. He had the song of the year. Now he's getting a Super Bowl in Lil Wayne's home. No, they're not gonna stand for it. Because what happens is, and I looked it up, the Super Bowl has been in New Orleans 10 years, and nobody ever said it should be Lil Wayne. Nobody ever advocated for Lil Wayne until it was Kendrick Lamar. So it's like, all right, cool. We're upset. It's in New Orleans. It should be Lil Wayne, even though this is the 11th time. But cool. All right, I get it now. We're mad now because it's Kendrick Lamar, and we see what Kendrick Lamar did this year. We see how we beat your favorite rapper. We see how he swept your favorite rapper in the beef battle.
I'm mad now because Wayne is now technically, although he's very active, he's now the legacy act. He is New Orleans hip hop. After seeing what Dr. Dre, Eminem, Snoop, and Kendrick and them was able to put together in California a couple years ago, it should have been a no-brainer that because of what Cash Money, what No Limit was, everybody down there to that region, they should have got it. And yes, I hear what you're saying. There's been 10 other Super Bowls. Was I gonna give Lil Wayne a Super Bowl when he was 27? When he was 28? Like, I'm confused. Now is the time. It only makes sense now. And like I said, in those earlier years when New Orleans was getting Super Bowl, rappers weren't getting the feature as the halftime show. Now that they start making rappers features, okay, now I understand. All right, cool. It's gonna be time. Oh, LA, obviously, let's go Dre. Obviously, that makes sense. Let's have a West Coast theme in LA. It only made sense for this year's Super Bowl if it was a rapper. Now, if they would have announced it being Chris Brown, I don't think anybody says a word. Nobody says it should have been Lil Wayne. If they announced Bruno Mars, if they announced, I can't say Usher just did it, but any R&B act, if they announce, nobody bats an eye or says Lil Wayne's name or any rapper from Louisiana for that matter. But when you name a rapper this year in New Orleans, it only made sense to be Wayne. When have you ever even heard? I never even heard Kendrick have a NFL bar. Like, Wayne is a legit sports fan. Like, it only makes sense.
I'm glad you brought up sports fan.
Friends, Wayne and
I'm glad you brought up sports fan because everybody's advocating for Lil Wayne. If anybody, it should be Master P and No Limit. Wayne don't even pull for the New Orleans Saints. He doesn't even advocate for New Orleans. If you talk about sports and Lil Wayne, it's Green Bay. He doesn't even advocate for the city, but y'all want to advocate for him for that city? He's never going to advocate for the Saints. He's going to always pull for the
advocates for the city, yes, but he's not a Saints fan. But the Saints ain't going to be in the Super Bowl. It's New Orleans. The Saints ain't going to be in the Super Bowl. We know
he
that.
doesn't. My point is, he doesn't root for the city. He don't root for the city. He roots for Green Bay. He roots for Green Bay. He roots for the city of Green Bay. He roots for the city of Green Bay. So if we're talking about sports, let's take away from the city. If we're talking about sports, he do in sports only. He don't root for this New Orleans sports team.
That's a fact.
So why are we advocating for him so bad? And he don't even advocate for y'all.
Because he is New Orleans, dog. Like, come on.
But he don't root for y'all.
He don't root for the team.
He don't root for the city.
The city of New Orleans is getting the Super Bowl, not the Saints.
About sports. I'm talking about sports. He doesn't root for he doesn't root for the city. He doesn't root for the city.
He doesn't root for the team. I agree with you. I agree with you 100% on that. He's been well documented as a Packers fan. He loves Brett Favre. He loves Aaron Rodgers. He's been a Packers fan. But he's New Orleans.
Nothing about his music when it comes sports related is New Orleans. He roots for the Packers. He made a Kobe Bryant song. Nothing is New Orleans. He dedicated no New Orleans Saints player, no New Orleans Pelicans player, nothing sports related with Lil Wayne. So if you're going to choose anybody, No Limit.
Do you think Kendrick was the no? So I do agree that it should have been a New Orleans themed Super Bowl halftime show. Should have been, if it was going to be rap, pick the New Orleans rappers. Go Cash Money.
I'm not mad at that.
Go No Limit. Go No Limit.
I wouldn't be mad. I wouldn't be mad if they picked Wayne.
But besides Wayne, do you think it was clear cut the right decision was Kendrick?
I don't watch a lot of halftime shows, but after the year he had, I'm not mad they picked Kendrick.
So are we here? Are we going to be listening to Not Like Us in February of 2025?
Yes, we are. So what happens is what people don't want to do is expand their horizons. They want to go in their culture only. So outside of their culture, like when it comes to hits, like in singles and the singles that you have to perform, because at the end of the day, Wayne is best known for his mixtapes, and you can't perform those mixtapes on that environment. You can't come out there doing the Upgrade You mixtape single and a Super Bowl halftime show. Even though I think it's fire, it's not fitting for that environment. So cool, we go to their singles. His singles are not really hitting. Like his best single may be a million. That never hit number one on the charts.
So what you're saying is you have to be a chart topper to have a bomb halftime show.
Yeah, Bruno Mars had a bomb halftime show. He was a chart topper.
He did. He is.
And I don't think Lil Wayne can have with Lil Wayne singles and hits. I don't think he can top Bruno Mars.
And Kendrick is a chart topper.
He's a chart topper.
I just disagree. I just don't think that outside of Not
Drake's
Like Us.
A chart topper. Drake would do way better than Lil Wayne in that situation.
I 100% agree. I 100% agree.
But the only way Wayne would thrive
Kendrick, outside of Not Like Us, what is going to be the highlight of that halftime show?
So my question is, people are always
the songs that he performed at the last Super Bowl performance he did. Which ones is he going to do? Because that's my thing. If you're going to go with, well, I need the chart topping songs. What are these chart topping songs that Kendrick about to perform in February?
So you don't think Kendrick has chart topping songs? Is the question. Like me personally,
I've watched him perform two Super Bowls again. Am I going to see that performance again? If that's what I'm going to see, then I'm cool with that. All right, let me know now. Then why are we doing it again?
The fans are going to love it. They're going to love it. The people who watch are going to love it because there's a diverse crowd. It's more than the black culture. So the black culture can get with it and everyone else can get with it. When you take Lil Wayne, you have to take the full culture songs. You can't take just the mixtape Wayne because the mixtape Wayne is only black culture. So you got to take black and white culture, put it together. Now you got Lollipop. Now we're stuck with Lollipop performing because that's all cultures. And we don't want to hear that bullshit. It's trash. And that might be his best-selling song because it's more than black culture. You can't do mixtape Wayne.
And I understand. I do agree with that. You can't do mixtape Wayne.
Anything else is all features. And if we're doing all features, why are you here?
So you're saying Wayne can't fill a 15-minute Super Bowl set successfully?
He can. I think he can. I think he can. I think it's a bunch of bad songs. Stunting Like My Daddy, Lollipop. It's a bunch of bullshit. But he can do it.
I think he would go with No Worries. I think he would go with Fireman.
Fireman is horrible. What is No Worries?
Fireman is going to get the crowd right.
Fireman's terrible.
You don't think Fireman's going to get the crowd right? So what song is Kendrick going to get the crowd right with? Because you got to end with Not Like Us. You got to end with that. So we're not going to hear nothing for the first 12 minutes. Not going to be shit. We just got to wait for the last 3 minutes.
That They Not Like Us is better than anything Wayne can put on. Anything. Let's be honest. Take the bias out. What can Wayne perform that's better than They Not Like Us? I know you're tired of hearing it. I know it's old. I know it's been repeated.
But the thing is, I'm not tired of hearing it. I love the song. I said it a million times. I be singing it when it ain't on. I ain't heard it. It ain't played. I always got it in my head. I admit that the song is amazing, but chill. We're saying Wayne don't got nothing. Just because remember our old argument back in the day. Listen. Remember our old argument back in the day? You told me that March Madness can go up against anything. Anything. And BG has definitely admitted to that.
Conceded defeat.
But just because you have I can do anything with this song, don't make you the better artist or the better for the position. Just because I got a guarantee. I got the big joker in my hand. You play spades. If you got the big joker and ain't got shit else, then what? You still only got one book. You still only got one book. What is these songs that Kendrick about to get us hype at the Super Bowl for? We're going to listen to Damn again. Okay, we're going to listen. Okay.
When it comes to singles, when it comes to singles,
that Super Bowl show already, Billy.
When it comes to singles and hits, when it comes to Black culture and outside the Black culture, when it comes to those hits, he's a better artist. He's a better artist globally. Kendrick, globally, he's a better artist. Wayne best. When people talking about Lil Wayne and his best music, it's always mixtape, and his mixtape is not a global thing because his albums are really subpar.
Carter 2 was subpar.
85% of his albums are subpar. 85. You got a 15% that are, hey, these are good albums. But 85% are Black culture. We're talking about a global event for the world. And when we're talking about the world and what the world wants to hear outside of Black culture, Kendrick's a better artist for that. Because more people are gonna know his hits than the Lil Wayne hits.
What?
Give me 5 Lil Wayne hits. Give me 5.
I know you hate that Lollipop's gonna be there.
Lollipop's gonna be there.
You're telling me that if he put Lollipop, a Millie, 6 foot, 7 foot, give me another one.
That's a bad 3 already.
Swiss Beats, Uproar. That's gonna tell me that's not gonna get the crowd right.
What is Uproar? And I'm Black. That's my point. So, like, I'm Black. I listen to a lot of hip hop. If I don't know that shit, you think the rest of the world's gonna know that shit? They're gonna be sitting there like,
no, that song was on commercials when it was out. Billy, what are you talking about? You just wasn't in tuned in. Uproar was on commercials.
And you know what? I'm gonna tell you the difference is I'm not a Kendrick Lamar fan. If he dropped the album, I'm not rushing to hearing that. But if they play Bitch Be Humble, Sit Down, I know that shit because it was a global hit. Like I couldn't help but hear it because it was that big. That song there that you're playing, never heard of.
I guess I'm more against it because we just saw Kendrick at halftime, dog.
I'm not advocating for Kendrick. It could have been anybody else. I'm just not mad that they didn't choose Wayne because I don't think Wayne would have a good halftime show.
I'm surprised they ain't choose a female. You know, they've been pushing the females, which is a good thing. I'm not mad at it, but I'm surprised they didn't choose a female. But I don't know what female. Maybe Meg would have been able to hold it down. Maybe.
Stop playing, man.
Billy, I hate Meg Thee Stallion music, like legit hate it. But I think she would be a good sell at a Super Bowl. I think she would. If it was in Houston, I think she would be a good sell at the Super Bowl.
If it was in Houston,
I don't like it.
I mean, if it's in Houston, you got to go with Houston's best artist. Has she already performed at the Super Bowl? I think she has.
Meg?
Not Meg. Houston's best artist.
Oh, hell, Beyonce performed twice at the Super Bowl. Are you kidding me?
I was about to say, I feel like she has.
I was about to say, stop playing with the Queen, dog. The Queen done did it twice. She did it twice on her own and once with Bruno Mars. Or was it once for her own and then once with Bruno Mars? She done been on that Super Bowl stage a bunch, dog. But I just feel like the NFL rode and I'm not mad at it. I understand that at the end of the day, it's about dollars. It's always going to be about dollars when it comes
about Kendrick.
Big companies. And you talking about somebody coming off. I led this segment with saying that I openly admit, even as a Drake fan, Kendrick's having the best year we've seen it by a hip hop artist, and without an album. Like he's having the best year. He's having the best year that we've seen out of a hip hop artist in a minute, and he hasn't even put out an album. And that's crazy.
And that's why I say it ain't about they didn't choose Wayne. It's about they chose Kendrick. It ain't about Wayne. It's about Kendrick. People are mad. You beat my favorite artist. Now you're on the Super Bowl.
I just feel like it's riding a wave because I just don't feel like Kendrick would have been on their radar if it wasn't for the beef. Do you think Kendrick's on their radar at all if it wasn't for the beef? Because if it wasn't for the beef, who would have known if we'd have seen Kendrick this year if it wasn't for the beef?
Probably not. But your boy think he's God. He got humbled. So, all right, let's ride that wave.
I just wish that my halftime show was somebody that continuously feeds me with music. That's all I ask.
There's not an artist that continuously, there's not many artists that continuously do. You have your Drakes that do it a lot. But those are far few. That's not the normal. Like you're a Drake fan, so you expect that. But that's not normal.
The people that have been on that Super Bowl stage are people that put out 5 clips of music. They give you music often. And if they aren't giving you an album, they're at least giving you feature after feature throughout the year. We lose Kendrick for years, and then he just pop up. And he just happened to pop up at the perfect time. See, that's the problem with Billy. When I say something in front of Billy, he know I'm long-winded, so I'm gonna talk. So he gonna research exactly what I just said to see if I'm lying.
Yeah, you're lying because Beyonce was on that stage. She just released the album this year. It's been 11 years. Janet Jackson was on that stage. Who knows when she released the album? Justin Timberlake releases the album every 10 years. That's not true.
All right, don't bring up the older Super Bowl acts. I'm talking about as of late. Obviously, we ain't talking about the years when Michael Jackson and Prince did the Super Bowl, dog. We ain't talking about Prince and Michael Jackson Super Bowl.
That's just not true. It's just not true.
I think I hate to do this, man. And I'm glad you brought him up first. I really think this had everything to do with Drake, dog.
It do. Everything to do. It's Drake fans. Like they're people are mad. It's Kendrick Lamar. They're not mad. It's not Lil Wayne. They're mad. It's Kendrick Lamar.
But the thing is,
not a
lot of people was mad at the Drake loss. People was saying Drake lost. So why would everybody be in an uproar that it's Kendrick because it's not because of Drake?
Because you got to keep reliving that loss. Like, oh, we lost. I got to keep hearing that song. It's number one. I can't get away from it. Now he's performing at the fucking Super Bowl. Like you got to keep reliving it. Like my favorite rapper got killed, and I gotta keep reliving it.
And 11 months later, almost a year later, because For All the Dogs, the original first-person shooter, came out in February. So a year later, we're still gonna be listening to Not Like Us.
So this may be the biggest KO in rap battle history. This may be the biggest KO in rap battle history, as far as what he's doing afterward, how it's continuing, the successes put him in a year later. Like, what battle has catapulted an artist greater than this has catapulted Kendrick?
And that's a different statement. I don't think this was the biggest KO. This may be the biggest catapult. That I agree with. But to say KO would mean as if he finished Drake. Drake put out an album next week. It's going to do numbers. Everybody's going to be listening to it. Everybody's going to be talking about it. You don't stop. You don't stop that size of an artist. Pause. You don't end him. The needle will continue to move him. It'll just continue to move. His number will still get bigger. His bag will get bigger. So I don't think it's the biggest KO in history. When you look at guys like Cannabis, who, damn, he kind of ended, LL kind of ended his career. 50 Cent, albeit the law got involved as well, ended Ja Rule's career. Like, those KOs were bigger, in my opinion. This may be the biggest catapult. I agree with that part. That portion of your statement, I agree with 100%.
But you're talking from a fan perspective. Like, you're talking from a fan perspective. You're a Drake fan, so come outside of the limb, because I'm not a fan of Drake. I'm not going to listen to a Drake album. I'm not going to rush to listen to a Kendrick album. And it's like Drake dropped a couple of tracks, and I'm like, he's still on that shit. I immediately turned that shit off. Like, you got killed, and you're still on that shit. And like, he dropped all these tracks. I didn't listen to no more. I don't hear it. Like, you've lost me.
So he can't put out music, but Kendrick can put out things on Twitter and on Instagram, subtly throwing jabs as well. So Kendrick hasn't let it go. But Kendrick hasn't let it. Oh, so it's only on the music front. So he can talk about it, but he just can't make music about it anymore.
I'm talking about music. I don't know what to talk about. We're talking about one song to like 150. Right, so you got beat in a rap battle. You put out 150 songs.
Drake did not put out 150 songs talking about the beef.
How many songs he put out?
He put out a bunch of songs, but all of them wasn't about the beef.
You know what? And what's crazy is, like, if you take away the Drake fans, most people ain't heard it. Most people ain't heard that shit. They like, I know Drake dropped some shit. I don't want to hear it.
I like No Face. If you get a chance, listen to No Face. No Face is good. No Face is good stuff. Actually, he put out a little 3-pack. There's a little 3-pack you can listen to. I don't like the Lotto song. It's a song with Lotto. I don't like that one that much. But the other two, I like a lot. I like them. And not just being a Drake fan. Like, I feel like, all right, at least he's still active, and it was a good song. It wasn't like he came back after getting his ass beat and put out Grippy. I mean, no disrespect to Cole, because I love Cole, but Grippy just wasn't exactly the song I wanted to hear after you said I'm sorry.
Listen, I'm gonna plug my guy in while we're talking about rap and hip hop. Hey, go to your Apple Music, pull up Wale Mission Statement. I think Wale is the greatest lyrical artist on the planet today. Mission Statement. Go plug it up in your Apple Music. Listen to that tomorrow. Thank me later. I'm gonna plug it in there.
Wale not better than Cole, but he is in my top 5.
It's debatable. That's definitely debatable. I ain't mad at that.
Wale's in my top. Wale's in my top 5 lyrics. I'm just gonna rap and show you I can rap. I like him as far as mainstream artists. He's in my top 5 too. I agree, but he ain't better than Cole. He ain't better than Cole.
That's the only person I debate with. Cole.
Yeah, he ain't better than Cole. I like Cole.
When they want to be.
If they were standing in front of each other, I'm taking Cole. But Wale ain't no easy out. Wale is not no easy out. But damn, Buffalo beating Miami 24-7. 24-7 going into the half. Who just kicked the field goal? I'm sorry, 24-10. Miami just kicked the field goal. 4 seconds left in the first half. Damn, I really had the Dolphins winning this game, but it don't look like it's happening. We done with Kendrick until February at least. Or we're gonna talk about him again sometime. I got a feeling something else gonna happen. I do like the little subtle dig. I brought it up a second ago. I don't know if you saw it, but he said, "I love the Super Bowl. There's no second round. There's no second chance. That was a shot at Drake. I love that he did that. He said it's the biggest stage and there's no second chances. You lose, it's over. That was a shot at Drake. I like the little subtle jabs that Kendrick is still throwing in this situation. Like, dog, I cleaned you up already. Leave me alone. You can keep on poking, but I've already showed you. And the crazy thing is, if Drake came out with another song to reignite the battle, all Kendrick gotta do is just like put not like us out again with just an extra verse. Like just put an extra verse on the end of it. Like
it's over. Yeah, Drake, leave it alone, man. Leave it alone.
Yeah, I think it's a wrap. I think it's a
It's a
wrap.
wrap.
I got two more things I'll talk to you about, man. One of these things is close to me just because this is one of my, I don't want to say one of my, this is my favorite R&B artist currently. And I like him rapping more though. Like I like when he raps. Like I love when he rap, but because I love his rap so much and most of his album is R&B, I put him as my number one R&B guy. I'm not saying he's the best. I'm just saying he's my preferred listen. Billy, calm down. I didn't say he was the best.
I'm a fan.
He's my preferred listen for R&B. I don't even say now, but in his era. So he has started putting out a couple mixtapes while he's been in jail. Somehow he has some type of recording equipment. They raided his cell, dog. They raided my dog Tory Lane's cell, took all the shit out, so we're not getting no more music from Tory for the foreseeable future, man. And it hurts my feelings, man. It hurts my feelings. I'm a big Tory fan. I wear my free Tory shirt proudly. If you did it, you deserve to do your time. But damn, I can't wait for you to get out to hear you again, man. Do you think he should be? Do you think it's right? One, I don't think it's a bad thing because at the end of the day, you are in prison. But I got family members in prison, and I done talked to people on FaceTime. They got Facebook. They be on Instagram. How that man can't? He ain't hurting nobody. Do you think he should have it? He shouldn't have it. Was they right for taking the stuff? Wrong for taking the stuff? Do you want to hear Tory music? What you feeling about?
I wasn't laughing because you said Tory. I am a Tory fan. I think he's fire. You know,
I thought you was laughing because I said the words "he's my favorite," and I thought you were going to say your favorite. Like I was saying.
I'm not even mad at saying your favorite because if Tory dropped, like I'm rushing to hear Tory. Like I'm rushing to hear Tory Lanez. But I don't like. Is it wrong? Should they do it? No, I don't feel bad. Like phones that you can hide, put up, social media, cool. But recording equipment, that's kind of crazy. Like that's kind of crazy when you think about it. In jail,
but I don't know what he had though. They ain't never say exactly what he had. I mean, the quality sounded good. I don't know if he was doing it and then sending it back, and they was editing it down to make it sound good. But the sound quality sounded fire, dog.
It's fire, but like as a fan, like damn, that sucks. But in reality, like shit, it is what it. I don't feel bad for him. Yeah, but as a fan, like
you're in
I want to hear more.
When people complain about jail circumstances, I say to myself, damn, well, don't go to fucking jail. But yeah. I mean, they should be living better than they are. But I do understand. I mean, if we give you recording equipment, why everybody can't have recording equipment? So I do get it. I just wanted to touch on that real quick because that's one of my favorite artists, Billy. I just wanted to touch on that. I got a quick question before we get into the last topic. And my last topic is hilarious, by the way. Before we get to the last topic, can I ask you a question? I just want to see if you're willing to get vulnerable. They say black people don't get vulnerable. When last time you cried and it wasn't somebody died? If you don't want to be vulnerable, you don't have to, man. I edit this out. I act like I didn't ask the question. When last time you cried, man?
And somebody didn't pass.
And it wasn't a bit, because that's when I was thinking about it, I was saying, well, most people going to answer that question and say, oh, when my grandma passed, man, it really hurt me. Such and such got in a car accident, blah, blah, blah. No, that's obvious. Everybody going to cry for those things. But last time you just got emotional and, man, just couldn't hold back.
I think, honestly, without a death.
You don't got to tell me the whole situation. You don't got to tell me the whole situation.
2021.
Dang. You need to cry, man. You need to shed a tear.
That's how I gave you. 2021.
You need to shed a tear.
Without it being the death, and 2021 was probably the last time, honestly, overall. My grandmother passed about 2 years ago, and I didn't shed a tear, and because I deal with grief differently. But outside of it being someone's death, 2021.
Dang. Yeah, you need to release, bro. Oh, you need to let go.
Nobody cares.
I cried, too, and that's the thing. But that's what I was thinking about. So I had a moment like 2 weeks ago. I just was feeling away. And I'm like, what the fuck am I crying? I'm walking. Mind you, I'm in the middle of North Philly. I'm in the middle of North Philly.
Stop. When the last time you cried? What I've been today?
2 weeks ago. I'm about to tell you. That's what I'm saying. 2 weeks ago, I'm walking around. I had to leave my mom's crib, and I walked around the block. And I'm like, y'all walking through North Philly crying like I'm going to get fucked up. Like, somebody going to see my big, tall, goofy ass and rob the shit out me. Like, look at this big,
you 6'8", walking around Philly crying?
Dog, crying, dog. Crying, dog. Dog, I was emotional, dog. I'm not ashamed to admit it, though. But then while I was doing it, I was thinking, I was like, dog, don't nobody fucking care. I just got man up.
Don't nobody care.
I got man up. And I hate that narrative, man. That's why actually I'm like, damn, if I felt bad, I hate to say the word bad. I felt weird having that feeling. Does everybody feel that way? Like, what I'm gonna be emotional for? Shit, don't nobody give a damn.
No, everybody don't have that feeling, you know. But as a black man, you know, we're responsible for so much. Like you sit here and cry about the things you're dealing with, the things you're going through. But at the end of the day, nobody cares. You got so many responsibilities. You have to, you know, pick yourself up and deal with life. So that's kind of what I got to mean to is like, hey, I can sit here and cry. I can get it out. But once these tears dry up, these responsibilities, everything that I cried about, that shit's still there.
Right there.
Nobody cares. Nobody cares.
That's a fact.
Like it's right there.
It's sad. I hate that we're programmed that way. I mean, I understand why we're programmed that way. We programmed to just keep it pushing, get shit done. We can't cry over spilled milk because damn it, the milk's still spilled. Pick that shit up. Don't worry about it. But man, don't be afraid to cry, man. Sometimes you gotta let it out, dog. I felt good after I let it out. I didn't feel good after I let it out. I take that back.
What does it do?
I felt like, you know what? Fuck it. I got it out of my system, and I did exactly what you just said, though. I did do exactly right back to the grind. Right back to the grind. Don't nothing stop. Don't nothing stop. Last up, dog.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
you old school now.
Unc got on IG Live, dog. Unc accidentally. You know these old people. You know, a lot of times my mom or my dad would call me, Brian, how you do XYZ on your phone? Or I show them something on my phone. Or how you make it do that? They don't know how to work technology. And Unc showed, damn it, he slipped up and he don't know how to work technology. Unc went live. For those who don't know who Unc is, Shannon Sharp, Uncle Shay. Shout out to Nightcap staff. My dog Shannon Sharp. Chad Ocho Cinco. I love that show. But yeah, he went on IG Live, knocking down some cheeks yesterday. Michelle Beadle got on Twitter instantly and said, hey, that wasn't me. It was some Michelle, but it wasn't Michelle Beadle. But man, oh man. Unc got put out there bad yesterday. What was Twitter talking about last night, Billy?
So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to figure out, because I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how many steps it takes to go IG Live. And if you could help me, I said now 1, 2, 3. It's okay. I'm canceling it. There's 3.
No, you gotta start. You gotta start from scratch. You gotta go to Instagram. That's one step in itself.
So it's like Unc is private. He don't do those type of things. He don't share his private life. He don't share his relationship. He don't share any of those things. But he did come out and admit, hey, this is me. You know, it was a mistake. But now he's capitalizing off of it. T-shirts. He's having a roast session tonight. He had an emergency nightcap last night, emergency podcast last night, or whatever. had over 300,000 viewers. It's like, all right, cool, you're capitalizing off of it. All right. Was it a mistake? Because you got to go to Instagram, you got to hit the plus button, you got to hit the live button, you got to hit the live button again. Like it's like 4 steps to go Instagram lives. Like I'm a little weary. Like, hey,
I actually haven't heard this take yet. I haven't heard this take yet.
So like, was it really a mistake? There's too many steps for it to be a mistake.
Yeah, I agree. That's why when he initially said somebody hacked the phone, I'm like, somebody hacked your phone and went live, but I respect that he went up there and straight up said, "Hey, dog, ain't nobody hacked my phone. It was me, dog. I was just doing." He said, "I was just doing grown folks activity, dog. That's all I was doing." He said, "I was being a healthy adult male." That's what he was doing. He sounded like a healthy adult horse, but he said he was just being a healthy adult male. And I love that he stepped in front of it, man. I think Shannon Sharpe might be the most. Is he more untouchable to Stephen A? He might be more untouchable to
podcasters.
When I say untouchable, I mean I don't think he could do wrong to get fired from ESPN.
Maybe.
I don't think he can lose a bag off of something like this. I think his bags increase off of something like you say, he already capitalizing off of it. He already capitalizing off it. Cam already putting pictures of him up with the pink horsepower in his hand. Like, they smart. They definitely take the Kim K route on this one. You know what I mean? Get in front of it and just embrace it. And then Shannon's just a goofy dude, man. He here for the jokes. Because he know what he would have did if that was somebody else.
Facts.
He know what he would have did, so he know he got to stand in front of this right now. And he the perfect person for it because he going to laugh with you. He going to have jokes right back with it. So it's the perfect situation. But that shit was hilarious.
It was, man. Like, listening to the audio, I was like, before he came out and admitted it, I was like, yo, that's all. That's all, man.
My brother had texted me, said, "Hey, Unc on live." I said, "Okay, what the fuck you telling me?" I thought he was telling me UNC was on live. You know, I'm a Tar Heel fan. So he said, "Unc on live." I'm like, "Huh?" So then he called me. He said, "Dog, go to Instagram." I'm like, "What?" He said, "Go to Instagram." So I went to it, clicked on it. It was already over. I said, "Dog, what was it?" He was like, "Dog, Shannon Sharpe was clapping cheeks on Instagram." I said, "You watched it?" He was like, "No, you can't see it. You just hear him in the background like a grown gorilla."
Going crazy. Going
So then
crazy.
he says that the live stopped, but I guarantee you your timeline about to be flooded in not 10 minutes past, dog. And I was like, oh shit. Damn.
I was at work, and I was at work because I work in the office a little bit now. I put up Twitter, and Little Bar said, "Damn, why you fucking on Instagram Live?" And you tagged Shannon Sharpe. I was like, "What the fuck?" So I didn't pay much attention. I went to his Instagram, with nothing on there. I was like, "Fucking on Live." And then by the time I went to break, all that shit was on there. I said, "Oh, he went crazy on that."
Went right to work and went right to work and went right to work. Shout out Club Shay, man. That boy's a fool for that one. But like I said, I don't think he's cancelable. I think he's gonna come out on top of this. I think it won't even be news in like 3 days. I think within 3 days it'll be over.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right.
I think he'll be fine at the end of this. Like I said, I think Shannon Sharpe is probably one of the most untouchable black people on TV right now. Him, Steve Harvey, and Stephen A. Them three. Steve Harvey can't be touched. He can't do no wrong, dog. He go on national TV and say whatever he wants. Anything he wants. Anything.
Yeah, he did announce the wrong beauty pageant winner at one point.
He can't be canceled, dog. Certain people just can't be touched when it comes to the show business shit. And I think Shannon Sharpe has too much reach in our community, not just in those Disney offices and those ESPN offices. I think they recognize that he brings a lot of eyes to their stations. no matter what. So it's like, all right, yeah, you messed up. It ain't like he was on live doing something. Please, I'm not putting this out there, doing something to a child, doing something illegal or anything like that. Like he said, I was getting active. I was doing adult things with an adult.
It's a fact.
It just so happened, that I clicked 4 buttons on my screen right before I started doing it. I just don't get that. I don't get that. I know that man. He had to change his phone number because I know his phone was going crazy. His phone was
He
going
about to
crazy.
make a bag off of that, man.
That's what you got to do. Step in front of it. Step in front of it.
But yeah, it's too many steps, man. It's too many steps, man. That wasn't an accident.
I think it's a conspiracy now. I had not heard that take yet. That is the first time since yesterday that I've heard somebody say maybe he did it on purpose so he could.
Too many steps.
I mean, don't
Way
get me
too many
wrong.
steps.
I don't put forced viral moments against Shannon Sharpe. I don't think he's above that. I think every celebrity would force a viral moment. There's some that don't have to. Beyonce don't have to. She's Beyonce. But Shannon Sharpe, I wouldn't put it past him. I'm not saying he's not hot as fish grease, but he's hot as fish grease, but ain't nothing like that viral moment when everybody in the world is talking about you. When I don't like the type of viral moments these celebrities be getting. I don't want them for my personal self, but I understand when they get them how much it catapults their pockets at times. So I get it. I get it. Jump in front of it. Turn embarrassment or accident into money for you any day of the week. So I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Man, that's all I got for today, man. What you got? You got anything else you want to talk about?
Oh, no. I'm good.
We good? We good, man. We good. All right, man. This was a shorter one than usual, but I was glad to have my dog Billy back with me, man. Again, remember I just moved to Virginia, so the days have switched, the times have switched, but I'm going to keep putting out this content every week. Again, I appreciate my dog Billy for coming through and kicking it with your boy today, even though he's crazy for thinking Wayne can't hold down a halftime show. Are you kidding me? You gotta be kidding. Hey, salute to you. I'll see y'all next week. Maybe Billy will be with me. We'll never know. I'll let y'all know what we talk about. We'll see y'all next week.